poet County Cullen wrote, "What is Africa to me? Copper sun or scarlet sea, jungle star or jungle track, strong bronzed men or regal black, women from whose loins I sprang when the birds of Eden sang, 3 centuries removed from the scenes his fathers loved. Spicy grove, cinnamon tree, what is Africa to me? What is Africa to me?" In 1993, I had a most transformative experience. I visited the Gambia, West Africa, to work with young people. And it deeply impacted me, such that it has become the story that I can't stop telling. I just graduated from college, and I learned about a nonprofit organization that sponsored health, education, and agricultural projects in Africa. The mission of the organization in the Gambia was to work with young people who had migrated from the rural areas to the cities in search for employment, education, opportunities, of which there were little. I had never left the country before. Born in Washington, D.C., I'd only been on a plane once to Chicago, but it was an opportunity. As a woman of African descent, it was a chance to connect with my African heritage, so I took advantage of it. The organization sent 2 volunteers to the Gambia that year, myself and my good friend Laura. We were excited about the opportunity. We packed our bags, had our American hard-earned degrees in tow, and off we went to make a difference. And it was different. Everything was different. The soil was different, the climate was different, the smells were different, the sounds were different, the food was different. There was rice, lots of rice. Every meal, rice. And our luggage didn't arrive in the Gambia when we did. I think it spent a few days in Belgium. But we settled in, and the adventure began. We partnered with a national youth organization and traveled around the country talking to teachers, elders, young people themselves about what life was like as a young person in the Gambia. We organized a 3-week youth camp where young people from around the country would gather, live together, cook meals, share resources, complete community service projects like building schools or cleaning roads, and then in the afternoons we taught leadership classes with our Gambian counterparts. Time management, financial management, setting goals. It was phenomenal. I met some of the most intelligent, inquisitive young people while in the Gambia. And I learned a lot of lessons. 3 lessons in particular that have informed me and inspired me along my contemplative journey. Lesson 1, stillness. Early in the morning, you can hear the call to prayer in the Gambia, which is a predominantly Muslim country. Allahu Akbar. Though not a Muslim, I appreciated that early morning reminder of the sacredness of every day, the sacredness of every moment, and reminders throughout the day to stop and be present to what's happening within you, around you, and because of you. Lesson 2, presence. After a long day of working, we would gather in the evening, sit outside to exchange ideas, as the young people would say, and we would drink a very strong green tea called ataya. Over-sweetened, very strong. It would keep you up all night. Most times I drank canned milk. We'd sip, we'd talk, we'd spend time together. and just be with one another. Valuable lesson for me, the being. Lesson 3, connection. In the villages, it takes a while to get to where you're going because you have to greet everyone that you see as you're going by. Salam alaikum, wa alaikum salam, nangadef, jamarek, nakasa suba sangfi, nakangonsi, nufa. Peace be unto you be peace. How was the morning? The morning's good. How is your family? They're there. How's work? Work is fine. How's the morning? Again, the morning is good. Did you have breakfast? Breakfast was good. How is everything? Bahna, good. Whew. It took a while to get where you were going. But connection between people is so important. Acknowledging one another, so important. Connections to the present and connections to the past. As you may know, the Gambia is the ancestral home of the late Alex Haley, who wrote Roots. And of course, we visited Jafure village. We also visited Gore Island, where sadly some 20 million African men, women, and children passed through between the mid-1500s and the mid-1800s on their way to the New World. As I stood in the door of no return, I noticed that my wristwatch stopped. Time stopped. They said we wouldn't return, but I had returned. We had returned. I began to see the Gambia a bit differently. First of all, I started to see my cousins, my aunts and uncles, in the faces of the beautiful Mandinka, Fulani, Jola, and Wolof people that I met every day. How did my cousin Charles get over here? Oh, that's not Charles. I could have sworn it was him. And I also began to ask some different questions. Why was it that there were so many blind elders in the city begging for money? Why was it that so few girls could complete their primary school education? Why weren't more downtown businesses owned by Black Gambians? What were the historical and global forces at play that gave reality to what I was seeing? And what was my role in it? I'm a contemplative educator. I'm an anthropologist. I'm an activist. And my time in the Gambia really was the genesis of my contemplative journey. In my classes, we use meditation, John Coltrane meditation. Listen to welcome. It will take you somewhere. We do movement, various activities to help learners engage more deeply with the subject matter, with their learning community, with the world around them. Contemplative pedagogy is the integration of introspective, contemplative activities into the learning environment to deepen learning, to deepen awareness of oneself, to inspire learners to social justice activism and sustainable living. On my campus at the University of the District of Columbia, faculty are using contemplative strategies to train social workers to be more empathetic, to train speech and language pathologists to listen beyond the clinical definition, to train sociologists and political scientists to engage with issues of inequity, gentrification, colonization, globalization, gender discrimination. This movement is sweeping our country. Across campuses throughout this great nation, faculty and students are engaging in these practices: yoga, tai chi, listening, bearing witness, being present, so that we can engage this world in a deeper way. The Gambia has gifted much to me. It continues to inspire and inform and instruct me on my journey. So I say, what is Africa to me? copper sun or scarlet sea, jungle star or jungle track, strong bronzed men or regal black, women from whose loins I sprang when the birds of Eden sang, 1 3 centuries removed from the scenes his fathers loved. Spicy grove, cinnamon tree. What is Africa to me? What is Africa to me? Thank you.